The 2025 Formula One driver market is really spicing up, and as we see, Lewis Hamilton is now going to be partnering Charles Leclerc at Ferrari in 2025. But that means there's a seat still left at Mercedes. There's a seat going to be left all over the rest of the grid. So today I'm going to try and predict the 2025 driver lineups. You know, we got rumors of Albon getting a contract for Red Bull and a lot more. So stay tuned for that. My name's Chris. Welcome back to CFRacing and enjoy the video. So to start this off, I'm going to be telling you guys the 3 teams who I believe will not have any changes going into 2025 from the current driver lineups that they have right now. And I am including Ferrari in this because we know Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are going to be there in 2025. So let's start off with them. We got Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc driving for Ferrari in 2025. What a driver lineup that is. Arguably top 3 all-time driver lineup. Like, you know, you got Prost and you got Senna. That one was pretty solid, not gonna lie. You got Hamilton and Rosberg, another pretty solid lineup. Kimi and Seb, you know, some real good champion lineups that other teams have had back in the day. But now we got arguably the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, you know, pretty good, you know. I mean, can't really get much better. And you get Charles Leclerc, who I believe is like arguably top 3 driver on the grid, literally the fastest driver in terms of qualifying. I think they'll be a great driver lineup, and obviously in 2025 they're going to be the best driver lineup. But right now, obviously, it's still going to be Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc. I had to throw it in the video because I know you guys want to see my opinions on this, and I guess I might somewhat become a Lewis Hamilton fan. I don't know. I mean, there's my fan. I'm a big Ferrari guy here, but also a big Charles Leclerc fan. Also, we have Lando Norris and what was his name? Oscar Piastri. I can't believe I forgot his name. And they are going to be at McLaren here. Yeah, I don't think this is going to change. They're both... What a good driver pairing as well. Like, if Piastri can hit his, like, ceiling, and then if Lando Norris can just stay as he is, easily the second best driver lineup, unless there's one coming up a little bit later in the video that you'll see. But yeah, Norris and Piastri really good together. I love their dynamic. They're really fun. They're probably the most fun driver lineup on the grid, but honestly, I think Lewis and Hamilton will be a lot of fun as well. Something about them just seems like, seems real good to me. But yeah, we got Lando and we got Piastri partnering together in 2025, at least at McLaren. That's just my opinion, but let me know if you guys think Piastri or Norris will go take that Mercedes seat. If that's possible, that would be crazy, but I don't think that'll happen. Coffee. And in the last seat here, that's staying the same. I got Alpine. I know a lot of people are thinking like Jack Doohan or Victor Martins will probably go to Alpine after this season because I don't think Doohan's doing F2 this year, but I know Victor Martins is, and he was the highest scoring rookie in F2 last season. But I just don't think, in 2025 at least, they will get rid of Gasly and Ocon. They're a good driver lineup, and I know Ocon is in a shout for that Mercedes seat, and if Ocon does take that Mercedes seat, I could see Victor Martins or Jack Doohan taking it. But at the moment, I have Gasly and Ocon staying the same. Let me know what you think. This one's kind of topsy-turvy, or tipsy, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them like that just because I feel like that's probably the safest thing to do at the moment. And the rest of my driver lineups all have changes, and like 3 of them have both drivers changing. So, you know, I gotta keep some teams the same. All right, next up we got Aston Martin, and this is a very bold choice here. I have Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. Hear me out on this one, okay? There's been rumors that Albon has gotten a contract for Red Bull for 2025, and it's like a 3-year or 2+1 year deal or something like that. And that means Ricciardo would have to leave Racing Bulls because he's not going to stay there again in 2025. I think Alonso's going to move somewhere else. You'll hear from that later. But right now, I have Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll going to Aston Martin. Obviously, Lance Stroll's not going to leave, but Daniel Ricciardo is going to Aston Martin in 2025. This is probably the boldest take that I have in this entire video here because obviously Alonso has left Aston Martin and there's an open seat. And a lot of people were thinking either Albon or you could have Sainz go there, but then if Albon gets the Red Bull seat, which you'll hear a little bit later on, where's Daniel Ricciardo going to go? And yeah, he could go to Mercedes. I just don't think that's going to happen. He could go to Stake. He could go to Haas. He could go to Williams. I mean, yeah, I could see that. But for some reason, I could just see Big Papa Stroll going up to Daniel Ricciardo and be like, yo, marketing machine right here. We need you to lead this team. And I have Daniel Ricciardo going to Aston Martin. Once again, I think this is the boldest take I have in this video because it's very unlikely. But then again, with Dan, I think his name's Dan Fallows or something. He was part of Red Bull before. Now he's the Aston Martin like team and like lead designer or something. So yeah, he knows him. So yeah, I got Daniel Ricciardo going there. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I doubt this will happen, but hey, it's bold, so I'm gonna go with it. And here, this is where Fernando Alonso's going. I think for at least 1 year, maybe 2, I don't know. He's gonna be like 50 at this point. I got Fernando Alonso going to Mercedes. And a lot of people were saying Seb could go to Mercedes. I would love that, by the way. I would love that more than like anything. But yeah, I have Alonso partnering George Russell at Mercedes here. What a driver lineup, by the way. This lineup could easily rival Hamilton and Leclerc, but I think Hamilton's better than Alonso, and I think Charles Leclerc's better than George Russell. So it's just like slightly a step down from that. If it was like Alonso and Verstappen, like damn, that would be crazy. But yeah, I got Alonso and George Russell at Mercedes for 2025. What a driver lineup this would be. I have Alonso taking another leap of faith in his career and leaving Aston Martin and going straight to Mercedes. I think this would be an unreal driver lineup, by the way. And if Toto Wolff can pull this off, oh my god, that would be crazy. And we would have unreal driver lineups throughout like the top 3 or 4 teams. That would just be insane. I would love to see that. But yeah, Alonso, George Russell. I think Alonso's better than Russell. I think most people would say that anyway. So yeah, I got Alonso going to Mercedes. You guys are gonna like this. This is a good one. And next up, I think this is probably the easiest one to predict. I got Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson at Racing Bulls, even though I used AlphaTauri as the color and the picture back there. I just don't have a good logo for Racing Bulls. So yeah, I got Tsunoda and Lawson there. This is my one driver change for this team. Obviously, Daniel Ricciardo is going to leave. I mean, he could easily go to Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo, or he could easily go, I guess he could go to Aston Martin, like I said. But yeah, I have Tsunoda and Liam Lawson at AlphaTauri. Like I said, don't think this is a very bold one, but yeah, that's my AlphaTauri or Racing Bulls or Visa Cash App or whatever the heck they're going to be called. AlphaTauri, yeah, them, cool. We got Max Verstappen and Alexander Albon. This could easily be Daniel Ricciardo. Hear me out. It could easily be Daniel Ricciardo, and then Albon can easily go to Aston Martin as well. You can flip those two very easily. But right now, I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I think Albon's going to leave that Williams project, and he's going to see this contract from Red Bull. He's going to be like, yep, I'm going. And I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to leave Williams. He's not going to take maybe a Mercedes seat, not going to take an Aston Martin seat. I thought Albon would go to Ferrari, honestly, but obviously Hamilton's there. He's going to go to Red Bull, guys. I got this feeling. I don't know why. I think he wouldn't be as good as Max, no. But one, he'd be on the podium almost every week, and he'd be at least challenging a little bit for wins every week. And maybe, if he can just somehow be a god, fight for a championship. I doubt that'll ever happen because Verstappen's his teammate, obviously. But I think it'll be really cool to see Albon back in a Red Bull. And I know facing Max in that exact same seat in 2020 completely destroyed his confidence, and he was out for a whole season because he didn't get a seat. But he's matured now. He's easily the team leader at Williams, and I can just see Albon just making a little jump, making his one more bold chance. I think it's going to be a make it or break it move for Albon. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I think he'll just be relegated to a midfield team for the rest of his career. But yeah, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think about this Red Bull lineup. Alrighty, and now we're moving to lineups where I have 2 driver changes. The whole team's completely changing here. First one, we got Haas. I got Checo Perez and Oliver Behrman. I think Behrman's a lock for 2025. I think he's going to have a really good F2 season this year, so I think he'll be on that seat regardless. The real question is who will be in that Haas seat. Originally, I thought Daniel Ricciardo because he wasn't going to get the Red Bull seat. But then I'm like, there's no way in heck he goes to Haas. Yeah, I thought there's no way that Daniel Ricciardo would drop a Red Bull seat, then to go to Haas. That's just crazy. He would never do that. Then I thought maybe Hülkenberg or K-Mag would stay, and I'm just thinking, no, I don't think they will. I think K-Mag is going to be gone after the new team principal gets Kawama Wawatsu, or whatever his name is. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. But yeah, Behrman for me, locked, because Jim Haas wants to improve his standing with Ferrari. And then they need a good, solid team leader who will just get you points, and the perfect midfield driver is Checo Perez. And I have Sergio Perez going to Haas. I think he'll be a great team partner and team leader for Ollie Behrman. Perfect guy to learn off of, someone who's literally raced with the best driver on the grid right now, Max Verstappen. And, Perez was great when he was with Racing Point, Force Indias back in the day, and even Sauber. So I'd love to see Perez back in that car. I think his time at a big team is really over. But yeah, if he can help build up Haas, that would be awesome. There we go. We got the most colorful, bright, fluorescent team on the grid. I have to make driver suits for this. Love it. We got Steak because Kick, Steak, Sauber, whatever we want to call them. Obviously, in a couple years, it's going to be Audi, and that'll just be so much better to say. But right now, I got Nico Hülkenberg, German driver, so when they turn to Audi, that'll be epic. And the young upcoming talent, or not upcoming anymore, because he won F2 last season, I got Théo Pourchaire going there. So that means Bottas and Zhou gone, sayonara. But yeah, I got Nico Hülkenberg and Théo Pourchaire. They are going to be at stake for 2025. I just got a feeling. It's like, I think Pourchaire is going to be there no matter what happens. But then I think it's kind of a flip-flop between Bottas and Nico Hülkenberg. And I know Bottas is all right. Like, he's a good driver. He's a big meme now at this point. But what is he really bringing to that team? He's not German. That's the first thing. And I think Audi's going to want a German driver to be there from 2025 into 2026 when they are Audi. But then Nico Hülkenberg, I don't know. There's just something about Nico Hülkenberg that I really like. And I love his qualifying pace. I think he's a great team leader as well. He'll be good for Théo Pourchaire to learn off of. Because, I mean, Zhou's been learning off Bottas and it's been all right, but hasn't been fantastic. But I could just see Nico Hülkenberg and Théo Pourchaire as a driver lineup. But then again, it could easily be Bottas. I really don't know. And the last driver lineup on this grid, this is another spicy one. We got Carlos Sainz and Andrea Kimi Antonelli at Williams. Yeah, that's the bold one, isn't it? I think a lot of people think Sainz is either going to stake or whatever the Audi project's going to be, or he's going to go to Mercedes. But I mean, he could easily. I think stake's the most likely, but I got Nico Hülkenberg going there. So right now, I have Sainz for 1 year. This could just be a 1 year deal, and then when 2026 comes, Sainz goes to Audi. That could be very possible. But right now, for 2025, I got Sainz to Williams and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. They're going to move up Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Ollie Behrman at the same time. They're going to be like the next two head-to-head generations, kind of like Max and Leclerc and all that is, or like Lando, George Russell, or something like that, or Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, Hamilton and Seb. You know, they're going to be battling it out throughout their entire career, which is awesome. I think they're like maybe 1-2 year age difference, which is awesome as well. Good to see the next like god tier generation getting their shot in F2 this year, and their teammates in F2. Stay tuned for that, because Behrman and Antonelli and Primo is going to be absolutely crazy. Just get ready. It's gonna be like electric scenes. But yeah, I have Sainz. He's gonna be a good like either stopgap at Williams, or he's gonna help lead that team, maybe even into a podium in 2025. Because Williams is on a very good trajectory right now with Albon and Logan Sargent, the GOAT. But I think, Sainz, in my opinion, is way better than Albon. I think Sainz can lead that team, like I said, to a podium. And then you have Andrea Kimi Antonelli learning from Sainz, who's he's a great mentor to have in a car, because one, he drove for Ferrari, drove against Charles Leclerc, he's driven for McLaren, he's driven for Renault, he's driven for Toro Rosso, which was AlphaTauri. You know, he's driven for all these teams. So Sainz is the perfect guy to learn off of. He knows literally every engine, I believe. He's driven for a Mercedes engine, he's driven obviously for the Renault engine, he's driven for the Ferrari engine. He just hasn't, he didn't drive for did Honda? No, I don't think Honda was there in the Toro Rosso days. So the only engine he hasn't driven for was Honda, but Kimi Antonelli's a Mercedes engine guy. So he knows he can learn from Sainz there as well. So yeah, those are my 10 2025 team driver lineup predictions for the 2025 season. Let me know if they were too bold. I think there's a few that are kind of bold here, like Ricciardo to Aston Martin. But you know what? Whatever. Maybe Sainz to Williams. Maybe Bottas will go to Williams. Sainz will go to Aston Martin. Ricciardo is going to just go by. But yeah, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. If you think they're too bold, like I said, type it in the comment section down below. Join my Discord, links in the description down below, and I'll see you guys next time.